Good morning and a very warm welcome to today's reflection on Luke 10 verses 38 to 42. I will begin by reading the passage. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, "Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me." "Martha, Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." In today's reading, we meet Mary and Martha, two Jewish sisters who welcome Jesus and the disciples into their home. And there's a brother too, Lazarus. We hear lots about them in the Bible. When Martha invited Jesus into her home, she would have busied herself with the hospitality of looking after her guests, and she expected that her sister Mary would help her. It's what Jewish ladies did at this time and in this context. But Mary did something very controversial. She decided not to help her sister, but to sit like a disciple at Jesus' feet and listen intently. Mary's behaviour was pretty outrageous, and Martha was stressed and annoyed about it. I suspect there was a lot of huffing and puffing from Martha, even a few pointed stares, and you can definitely feel her indignation as she asks Jesus to tell Mary to help her. Martha is expecting Jesus to back her up, but she does the opposite. He releases not only Mary, but Martha too from their busy to-do list. He says it's okay to just sit and be with him. It's okay to listen and be refreshed and sustained by him. Jesus doesn't want or need the fuss of a banquet. He wants them to be with him. I imagine that there are a lot of people who can relate to Martha, people with busy lives who are consumed by their enormous to-do lists. I, for one, can certainly relate to this. Years ago, I was moaning to a friend of mine that I didn't seem to have enough time to pray. "I'm just too busy and too tired," I said. What my friend said to me has stayed with me forever, ever since. And it's so true. In fact, it's fundamental to my very relationship with Jesus. My friend said, "Vicky, you are too busy not to pray." Taking time out with Jesus is too important to miss. It allows you to step away from the chaos and pressure. It allows you to put all that stuff to one side and just to be with Jesus. Which is what Jesus is saying to Martha. Stop worrying and come and sit with me, he says. Jesus is releasing Martha and Mary from what's expected of them. And even if it's only for a short time, he's saying, "I'm for you. You matter to me," which for women in that context was pretty amazing. But it is true for everyone. We matter to Jesus, and he should matter to us, matter enough to spend time with him. And the wonderful thing is that when you take time out to be with Jesus, when you spend quality time with him, away from the rat race, with your to-do list well and truly parked, and just chill with him, then you are much more able to cope with the day ahead. That time in his presence refreshes and strengthens you, invigorates you to get those things on your list done. Or maybe it even gives you that courage, if you like, to take some of the things off your list, to prioritize. But the biggest priority is definitely spending time with Jesus in prayer, in listening to what he's saying to you, and just being with him. Now, every day I like to pray, and I use the Lectio 365 prayer app to help me to do that. And it always starts with this phrase: as I enter prayer now, I pause to be still, to breathe slowly, to recenter my scattered senses upon the presence of God. It's pretty good, isn't it? Why not try that now? Sit quietly with Jesus and just let his healing presence just take away all those stresses and worries, and let him surround you with his peace. I will leave you with that thought, and I hope and pray that you will have a peace-filled day. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.